Good morning, I'm Samriddhi K.C. and these are the headlines of the hour. The country celebrates Saraswati Puja, honoring the goddess of learning and knowledge. Many children step onto formal education from the auspicious day. Nepal foreign exchange reserves reaches a record over 2 trillion rupees in just 6 months, capable of supporting over 14 months of imports according to NRB. Trump says Americans may find themselves paying the cost of tariffs on import. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum rejects accusations of country's association with criminal organizations. And Arsenal thrashed Manchester City by 5-1 in the ongoing English Premier League, narrows gap with Liverpool to 6 points with the win. Welcome back. Saraswati Puja is being observed with enthusiasm throughout Nepal. Falling on Shukla Panchami of the Nepali calendar, the occasion marks the arrival of spring season and is also referred to Basanta Panchami. Students have gathered in various Saraswati temples across the country, offering prayers in hopes of receiving blessings for academic success. Saraswati, revered as the goddess of knowledge, music, arts and literature, is honored for her wisdom and guidance. This day is also considered highly auspicious for introducing the alphabet to the young learners, with the belief that starting education on this day ensures future success and prosperity. By the end of this fiscal year, the country's foreign exchange reserves have reached a record high of 2,316,840,000,000 rupees, the largest amount ever recorded. According to Nepal Rashtra Bank, the reserves held by the banking sector can support imports of goods and services for over 14 months, absent on the imports for the first 6 months of the current fiscal year. With remittance inflows have risen by 4.1%, reaching 763 billion, the growth rate has showed compared to the last year's 22% increase. The government's treasury, which stood at 83.99 billion at the end of the fiscal year, has now grown to 297,700,000,000 in the last Nepali month of Paush. Loan from banks and financial institutions to the private sector has risen by 5.2% or 265 billion compared to a 4% increase in the same period last year. Since taking office, U.S. President Donald Trump has intensified efforts to crack down on illegal immigration, with a focus on individuals who have entered through trafficking or illegal routes. Nepalese could be severely impacted, as many have reached foreign countries through similar means. In the past 5 years, over 5,000 Nepali nationals have been deported from third countries.
In the first month of 2025, the U.S. detained 13 individuals for illegal entry and criminal activities. Reports indicate 1,365 Nepalese are on potential deportation list, though confirmation of the Nepal government is pending. This is not the first time Nepalese either entering the U.S. illegally or accused of crimes face deportation, with a long history of such cases. Since 2021, Nepali nationals have been deported from 73 countries worldwide. In the past 5 years, 153 Nepalese were deported from America alone. Before 2021, deportations from the U.S. were minimal. In 2021, 38 Nepalese involved in illegal activities were deported from the U.S., a number that rose to 24 in 2022 and 25 in 2023. The highest number, 53 Nepalese, were deported in 2024 due to illegal immigration. Early data for 2025 suggests the number of deportations could rise further as the U.S. intensifies its crackdown. Human traffickers have established own routes to smuggle people into America, with many recent deportees being citizens of Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, and other countries. Nepalese, too, are being trafficked through similar routes, walking for days to reach the U.S.
ऐनको प्रावधानहरुको पालना गर्नु भएको छैन, अथवा भिसाको अवधि समाप्त भएको छ, भिसा नलिएरै कतिपय सन्दर्भमा अब त्यो देश प्रवेशको लागि चाहिँ प्रयास गर्नु भएको छ, डकुमेन्टहरू कहीँ कतै फेक देखिन्छ अथवा अरू कुनै अपराध कर्महरूमा संलग्न भएको भनेर इन्टरपोलको हिट लिस्टमा हुनुहुन्छ, त्यस्ता व्यक्तिहरूलाई फिर्ता पठाएको अवस्था चाहिँ देखिन्छ।
Nepalese are increasingly using deceptive or illegal means to go abroad, often bypassing government agencies, leading to arrests and deportations. In 2021, over 853 Nepalese were deported from countries like Saudi Arabia, Japan, the US, Britain, France, Singapore, and Germany. In 2022, 1,136 Nepalese were deported from 59 countries. Since 2021, more than 5,000 Nepalese have been returned to Nepal. Many of these deportations involve Nepali citizens using fake documents to enter other countries.
यहाँबाट प्रस्थान गरिसकेपछि अरू चाहिँ अब क्रियाकलापहरूमा संलग्न हुने अथवा कोही कसैको प्रलोभनमा परेर भिसा नै नभएको ठाउँको गन्तव्यमा पनि जाने चाहिँ प्रयासहरू गर्ने त्यो खालको अवस्था चाहिँ हुन सक्छ। त्यससँग वैध कागजातहरू छ कि छैन, अब अरू तोकेको मापदण्डहरू पुरा गर्नु भएको छ कि छैन भन्ने कुरामा नै हाम्रो अलि बढी चासो रहन्छ।
The misuse of Nepal's immigration laws and diplomatic capacity has led to an increase in deportations, with Nepali citizens facing punishment in other countries. America's current deportation campaign targets those who entered illegally or engaged in criminal activities, not affecting those with legal documents. However, the growing issue of deportations could impact the country's international identity, highlighting the need to address the illegal immigration routes used by those who spend millions to go abroad.
The government has registered 2 bills in the parliament related to civil aviation, one for the Nepal Civil Aviation Authority and another for the Nepal Air Service Authority. This international civil aviation organization and the European Union have been pressuring for the separation of regulatory and service functions within the Civil Aviation Authority, raising concerns about the Nepal's air safety.
Ministry of Tourism and Civil Aviation Authority has registered a bill to amend and unify the laws related to Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal and a bill to establish and regulate the Nepal Air Service Authority. The Nepal Air Service Authority will be responsible for operating airports and air navigation services safely and efficiently. It will also handle airport construction, upgrades, air traffic management, and resource generation for airport operations.
यसको मुख्य उद्देश्य यो विधेयकको यो कानुनको उद्देश्य चाहिँ नेपालमा आधुनिक सुविधायुक्त र अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय मापदण्ड अनुरूपको विमानस्थल पूर्वाधार तथा सुरक्षित र भरपर्दो एयर नेभिगेसन प्रणालीको विकास गरी हवाई सेवालाई स्तरीय र प्रभावकारी बनाउन नेपाल हवाई सेवा प्राधिकरणको स्थापना र व्यवस्था गर्ने सम्बन्धमा कानुनी व्यवस्था गर्न भन्ने रहेको छ।
Civil Aviation Authority will function as a regulator with the authority to issue, renew and revoke certificates for air service companies. It will oversee security supervision for air security organizations, airport operators and service providers and set qualifications for pilots and technical personnel.
नेपाल नागरिक उड्डयन सेवालाई अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय मापदण्ड अनुरूप विकास तथा विस्तार गर्न प्रभावकारी नियमन गरी नागरिक उड्डयन सेवालाई सुरक्षित, नियमित, स्तरीय, भरपर्दो र सर्वसुलभ बनाउन।
Since 2013, the European airlines and regulatory bodies has placed Nepalese airlines on its security list due to concerns over air safety and performance. Nepal failed the European Union's safety audit as Civil Aviation Authority handled both regulation and service provision. To resolve this, government has introduced a bill to separate these functions.
U.S. President Donald Trump has assured American citizens that the tariffs imposed on Canada, Mexico and China may cause economic pain, but that it will protect the American interests. Trump made this assurance to American citizens after signing an executive order announcing that he would impose taxes on all imports from Canada, Mexico and China. He also said on his social media that the move would help Make America a Great Nation as U.S. trading partners signaled hope that U.S. government's trade war would not last long. Trump has created a new wave of global concern after announcing that he would impose a 25% import tax on goods imported from two neighboring countries, Canada and Mexico, and an additional 10% goods on the imported from the economic powerhouse China. Meanwhile, targeting the issue of fentanyl, the White House has accused the Mexican government of collusion with criminal organizations. Though Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has categorically rejected the White House's accusations that the Mexican government have a close relationship with criminal organizations and has meddling intentions in the United States, saying the United States is responsible for the fentanyl crisis. President Sheinbaum said that today she will share the country's plan against the U.S. trade tariffs at a regular press briefing. She also wanted that the trade tariffs imposed by the U.S. will have a wide-ranging impact on the U.S. economy. Earlier, in response to Trump, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced a 25% import tax on goods worth 155 billion Canadian dollars imported from the U.S. Likewise, the Chinese government has said that it will file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization against Trump's move. These three countries are the major trading partners of the U.S. U.S. President Donald Trump said that he did not think troops would be necessary in Panama, but reiterated threats to take control of the Panama Canal and claims that it is being operated by Beijing. Let's take a look at what he had said.
Secretary of State Rubio is in Panama right now, and we're talking about the Panama Canal. What they've done is terrible. They violated the agreement. They're not allowed to violate the agreement. China's running the Panama Canal. That was not given to China. That was given to Panama foolishly. But they violated the agreement, and we're going to take it back, or something very powerful is going to happen. I don't think troops will be necessary in Panama. What Panama has done is terrible financial security for this part of the world. And, you know, 70% of the signage on the Panama Canal was written in Chinese. That's not right. So it wasn't meant for China. It should have never been made. The deal was a ridiculous deal. We lost 38,000 people building the Panama Canal, one of the great wonders of the world. 38, think of it, 38. It was the most expensive project ever built by this country, if you take it forward. The most expensive project ever built. We lost 38,000. And what happens? China owns it all of a sudden? It's not going to happen. We're not going to let that happen. We have national security concerns, and they wouldn't let it happen either.
Local residents in Panama City took to the streets to protest the visit from the U.S. top diplomat Marco Rubio amid Trump's threats to retake the control of the Panama Canal. The U.S. and the Panama made progress on key migration and business issues during Rubio's visit in Panama City, but failed to find common ground over the Panama Canal's operations, with President Jose Molino saying the country's sovereignty over the world's second busiest waterway is not up for discussion. Trump has refused to rule out use of military force over Panama, drawing criticism from Washington's Latin American friends and foes alike. In a Senate hearing last week, U.S. officials said fines and restrictions on Panamanian flag vessels entering U.S. ports could be imposed due to the dispute over the canal. Union leader and protester Saul Mendez said that the Trump is looking for World War III, adding that Trump wants to annex Canada, invade Mexico, and wants to take the canal. Trump, upon returning to office, threatened to take control of Panama Canal, built by United States in the early 20th century and handed over to Panama in 1999, claiming the canal is being operated by China. China has said it plays no part in operating the canal and that it respects Panama's sovereignty and independence over the waterway. The canal is operated by the Panama Canal Authority, an autonomous agency overseen by the Panamanian government. The U.S. Secretary of the State is touring Central America and the Caribbean on his first foray of the past as he seeks to refocus U.S. diplomacy on the Western Hemisphere, in part to recruit help in stemming migration towards the U.S. southern border. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.